What we're going to do now is give our viewers a sense of what might happen in these big poll-bound states if elections were held today. And before I take you through the numbers, I want to build this important caveat that these are Lok Sabha projections. They've been done at a time when there's an assembly election happening, but these are not opinion polls for these poll-bound states. This is what might happen in these states if elections were held today for the Lok Sabha. So with that caveat clearly stated, let me take you through what might happen in that big state of Uttar Pradesh, about which there is so much interest if Lok Sabha elections were to be held today. The Mood of the Nation opinion poll done by C Voter for India Today group suggests that the NDA, that's the BJP and its smaller allies in the state of Uttar Pradesh, could bag 67 out of the 80 seats. Remember, if you look at the 2019 data, the BJP plus had 64 seats. So that's 3 more than they would have got in 2019, and that is for Uttar Pradesh. Others at 12, the UPA at 1. So we've kept the SP and the Congress separate. So SP, BSP together is just 12, and Yashwant can then try and break that up for us when we go to him later. But essentially, the BJP plus in Uttar Pradesh at 67 seats. From there, let's go to Punjab. Now, this is interesting because it gives you some insights of how people are thinking, but it's not in the context of an assembly election. It's in the context of a Lok Sabha election. So in Punjab, on the 13 Lok Sabha seats, if elections were held today, the Mood of the Nation projection is that the UPA could bag 8 seats. That's the Congress with 8 seats. The others are at 5, which includes the Aam Aadmi Party and whatever the Akalis and the BJP would have got. So, sorry, the BJP is at 0. So, AAP and the Akalis are at 5, the Congress at 8, NDA along with Amrinder Singh at 0 in Punjab for Lok Sabha elections. From there, let's go to the hill state of Uttarakhand, where in the 2019 elections, as was the case before that in 2014, where the BJP bagged all the hill state seats, the same is likely to happen if elections are held right now, 5-0 in favor of the BJP in Uttarakhand. And the last data that we have is for Goa. And here, once again, the NDA likely to bag both the seats that are on offer. In the 2019 elections, they had one they'd lost, but this time they're likely to bag both. So Yashwant, could you explain some of these other numbers in Uttar Pradesh? I would assume that a lot of the others are actually the SP, and do you have a breakup for that, and can you share that? And the fact that the BJP doesn't even open its account in Punjab, and how the Congress seems to be still picking up 8 seats despite the fact that there is a fair amount of anti-incumbency in the state against the state government.
Rahul, first I will start with Uttar Pradesh because the 12 figure looks at the others. Actually, 10 are Samajwadi Party and only 2 to the Bahujan Samaj Party. We are literally looking at some sort of a meltdown right now in numbers for the BSP in the tracker, and that is self-explanatory. In Punjab, the others 5 actually are Aam Aadmi Party and only 1 lead for the Shiromani Akali Dal as far as the Lok Sabha trend is concerned. However, I must say that, in terms of vote share, it is only a gap of 2% as far as the Lok Sabha voting intention is concerned between Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress. And that is pretty evident because, Rahul, you remember in Delhi also, Aam Aadmi Party polled almost like 50% in assembly election, that crashed down to 18%, and then again they polled up to 53% in Delhi. So somehow still people are, when they look at the national level, there is a considerable number even in Punjab, because in our, as I said, in our other trackers, that the state trackers that we are running, we are consistently finding Aam Aadmi Party as a 5% lead over the Congress as far as the voting intention of the state is concerned. That's a tracker that we run for the AVP. But here at the Lok Sabha level, there is a slight 2% edge to the Congress. But largely speaking, Rahul, it seems that that Congress, as far as its own internal work is considered, they are somehow losing ground or losing the momentum, even in the states where they should be getting by default gain. For a state like Uttarakhand, for example, BJP changing 3 chief ministers in 6 months. I mean, what kind of confidence level do you think any party would deal with as far as elections are concerned? But still, you are finding BJP comfortably ahead, in spite and despite of the fact that time against multiple surveys have shown that Harish Rawat happens to be the leading, most popular guy in Uttarakhand. But still, Congress is unable to actually even openly tell that he is the chief ministerial candidate.